Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living on a snowy morning. I'm John Gray.
Good morning. I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
And the snow is so pretty.
Oh, it is pretty.
Just softly coming down.
I got a text from the chief of police this morning, so the roads are slick, be careful.
That was nice.
So, yeah, it was nice. It's a new thing they have called Nexel.
Nixle.
Yeah, Nixle, okay, yeah.
That's good.
You can subscribe to it, and it'll give you messages that are important to you, not just about weather, other things as well.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know, Chief, it's been about a year, hadn't it, since y'all started that? 2-3 years ago, and we all signed up for it. And it's really cool because so anytime there's an alert, an Amber Alert, or something, that stuff.
Maybe I need to
text
sign up
into
for
your
that.
phone. Yeah, it's really good. Let you know what's
Is it
happening.
a big deal to sign up?
No, it's real simple.
No,
What
it's
do you
real
do?
simple. I forget now,
Okay, see how simple it is?
we'll ask the chief
All right.
because it is nice to have.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. And the snow's pretty.
Yeah.
It dusting yesterday afternoon, and last night it sort of quit. And when I got up to come in this morning, I looked outside and it's really
Just a
snowing.
blanket of white.
And the flakes are big and pretty and soft. And
Yeah, about 5:30 this morning, my wife came in and said, "Hey, it's snowing outside. Is it okay for me to drive?" And I started to tell her, "Call the chief. I really don't want to get up. I really don't want to get out of bed and go see, but I will."
Yeah. And
matter of
it was
fact,
okay, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was okay. Well, I mean, you need to be cautious about it. but-
Always be cautious, but
yeah, and because that snow's falling soft and everything, but it's a little bit wet, and so that turns slick pretty easily. And
Just below
it's
freezing.
wonderful. It's wonderful when we have all this new paving that goes on, but that new paving is slicker than that old paving is.
I don't know how to tell. Like,
Well, the old paving, you can feel the rock. You can
you
feel
have
the
little
rocks,
grooves
little
that you-
grooves and
yeah.
rocks in it. And the new paving's all slick and pretty, and that throw a little ice and snow on that's pretty slick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty slick. What about your boy, our boy Peyton Manning winning a Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Isn't that great?
Yeah, absolutely.
be
His
happy.
200th win, that gives him more wins than any other quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it is awesome.
thing.
He's a great guy
You
as
think
well.
he'll retire?
I think he might, but certainly I could understand if he didn't, because there's still some teams out there, probably not Denver, but there's still some teams out there that would probably be willing to pay him $15 million a year to
I
be
doubt
their
that he
quarterback.
needs it.
Oh, he doesn't.
I
need
would
it.
think
No,
because he loves
doesn't.
football so much, it would be hard for him to stop, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
It's tough
Yeah.
for anybody, regardless of what you do.
Well, he's a class act, and I think the fact that the other night everybody was badgering him about what's he going to do, and if he would have told people what he was going to do, that would have been all anybody was talking about from then on. And he didn't want that to be taken away. That moment to be taken away from his teammates,
Right.
and a team win and a defensive win. He just happened to be there.
Right.
He did what he needed to do and made a couple of plays when he needed to make plays for them to be successful, but it was a defensive ball game, and the last thing he wanted to do is all of a sudden take all of the stuff being about him, and I appreciate him
I love the
for
example.
being that.
That pass he threw for that 2-point conversion, though, was the Manning of old.
Was a rocket.
It was a rocket,
Yeah.
To
a nobody.
Yeah,
the kid had never caught a pass in the NFL ever,
And it made his
and he
day.
made a 2-point conversion in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and Malik Jackson, who used to play at UT as well, scored his first touchdown on that fumble recovery in his life.
Oh, wow.
High school, college,
In his whole entire life.
or pro. Yeah.
So it was that we were all talking about a fairy tale ending to his career, and that's exactly what happened. And
There'll be a movie.
I think one thing that's not been said, people are talking about, well, he can go play here and he can go play there, but nobody mentioned his physical limitations much.
Yeah.
And the fact that, why would he take a chance at getting hurt and maybe paralyzed for the rest of his life when he can walk
You'd
away
have to
right
walk
now.
away.
Oh, I agree. If I was him, I'd quit.
And I think he will. I think he
big time.
will. There's so many other things he can do.
Right.
You know, somebody said, oh, he'll end up back at UT.
He does
He'll
so many
end up back at
commercials.
UT at some way. And of course, I'd like to see he and Archie and let Eli retire. I'd love to see him buy the Titans. I don't
We
know
all
if that will
would.
happen, but
We all
that's
would.
even been brought up by the talking heads.
Yeah.
I love the halftime show.
Yeah.
Did you? You like that?
I thought that was awesome. You know, it was a history lesson almost.
Right,
in all the
right.
different
Yeah.
Well, that
productions.
Beyonce can shake that thing, can't she?
Beyonce is really very talented. She works hard. I mean, you don't move
Oh,
like
yeah.
that unless you exercise 10 hours a day. And Bruno Mars has always been one of
yeah.
my
He's a
favorites.
superhero to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all did a
He's a
great
cross
job.
between James Brown and Prince.
Yeah, they're very talented. I like the way they, intermingled everything. They just
yeah.
kept moving, and they
You know,
all
but
three
what
worked together.
for a pure football fan, there had already been probably 10 slips on that field.
Yes.
The field was not in good shape. That's the third or fourth time they had resodded that field this
really?
year.
Wow.
And if you notice, there were numerous people slipping, and then you put an extra 300 people stomping around on
Yeah.
it at halftime.
I know.
You wonder what that had to do with
I'm pretty
with the
amazed
quality
at
of
how
that.
well they can set up and do that in 30 minutes.
Very well
Think about
coordinated.
that.
Yeah, very well
Think about
coordinated.
the
yeah.
number of people involved in the
Oh, it costs
logistics.
it costs
just the
millions. Not
logistics.
even counting.
Did you have a favorite commercial?
I wonder if the stars at halftime actually get paid, or if they do that for the exposure. I wonder.
I believe they
Well,
get paid.
I think they get paid
Yeah.
because there's too many people working there. You know, it must take how many, 300 or 400 just to put that thing on the stage.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It costs without
they
their
get
pay.
paid. Uh-huh.
Without their pay, that halftime show is probably worth about $3 million
Oh yeah, absolutely.
or more.
Did you have a favorite commercial?
I like the one. I think it was a Doritos commercial about the. Did you?
The baby?
The baby, yeah, where the baby. You know, it was his dad. His mom was getting an ultrasound, and the dad starts eating Doritos, and the baby through the ultrasound, they see the baby reaching.
Oh, I didn't
for
see that one. I missed it. I must
Well, finally, his mother's throwing a fit and says, "Throw it away," and he throws it away, and the baby birthed itself to go get the Doritos.
And there was yesterday. There was all kinds of negative comments about that from
Yeah.
women's rights groups and
grief.
everything. Just absolutely were incensed by the fact that
That's interesting.
isn't that something?
Well, in this day and time, most anything you do,
I wasn't that
you can be-
crazy.
You're gonna make somebody
You're gonna
I
make
wasn't that
somebody-
crazy about the dogs and the hot dog buns.
I don't think I saw that one.
Heinz ketchup.
Yeah, it
and
wasn't that
mustard.
funny. Not funny.
Anyway,
The ones I liked the car and the dad.
That was a good one.
Where
Yeah.
the girl has a boyfriend, the dad says, "Here, take my new car." Well, he's got a GPS in it, so everywhere they go, he's already there.
Yeah.
Hiding in the balloons at the park, and finally she just says, take me home."
Jeep did some nice commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Jeep
did
commercials
more
are
than
good.
one.
The one I liked the best, I think, was the East Side, the one where the old boy who was in, I can't think of his name right now, he was in Independence Day and Jurassic Park, who does commercials now for apartments, finding your new, Jeff Goldblum, thank you, dear. And he's playing the song, Move On Up to the East Side
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the Jeffersons, and they were pulling a grand piano up in front of that huge apartment building.
Yeah.
And when they get to the top, Wheezy and George were up there. That was my favorite commercial.
I
of the
didn't
whole
see that
thing.
one. Yeah.
Budweiser is always nice, but it wasn't as touching this year.
Yeah.
Helen Mirren was. Do you like her commercial? That's my number one.
She did a good job. Anyway.
She called anybody driving drunk. Now she read them out.
Yeah.
She read them out, and I liked that.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
That was good. And then the Chevy and the
Make
sheep.
a statement. I love the sheep. You gotta love the sheep.
Yeah.
What's not good about a sheep? They can just put a sheep up there and do nothing else. Chevy and a
And, you know, Steven Tyler to me is one of the ugliest human beings in the world to start off with. And that commercial was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I missed that one too. Come
Oh,
on.
they had what is it, Skittles?
Skittles, yeah.
They came and they opened up a Skittles drawing of him. Where they had taken Skittles and
Guess I'm
stuck
glad I
them to a
missed
page.
Yeah.
And then it started singing.
Oh,
And he was going a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, and it finally hit that high note, and all of them blew off the page. And we're on the floor, everything but his lips.
oh.
And his lips hit the high note.
I
you know.
see, yeah.
So, but I don't know.
Did you see,
crazy.
read the article about Cam Newton is who it was about, but it was about, you know, that they were expecting, this is before the Super Bowl, of course, and they expected him to win the winner's share if you were a player. And this would apply to not just Cam Newton, any of the players that make big bucks, but your winner's share is $102,000. Every player gets the same thing, and the loser's share is half that, so about $51,000. Well, for somebody like Cam Newton, because of because of California's tax laws, Cam Newton actually will lose money by going. It'll cost him money, and the way that works, the reason for that is California has this law that says, okay, if you work in our state as an athlete, then how many ever days you work, that's divided by. So I guess you were there for the Super Bowl 5 or 6 days, probably.
Yeah, I would say so.
So if Cam Newton makes $20 million a year, so that would be about 5% of his income, his total income for the year. Would
No
be,
matter what he makes in the Super Bowl.
Right, but right.
Yeah.
So he worked in California on that project for 5 days. So whatever the percentage is comes out to be, say it was 5% of his total income he earned in that 5 days. Then he's got to pay tax on that at a rate of 13.5%. So in his specific case, it was about a little over $1 million. Is what he normally earns in 5 days.
Right.
Because the football season, you get paid over 200 days.
Right.
And so
that's $120,000, $130,000.
$130-something thousand, and he only made 102.
When he didn't make that, he made 50 if he lost.
Well, no, he lost. Yeah, you're exactly. He lost.
So that cost him $80,000
just to go out there.
To go out there and play.
Yeah. Crazy, you know, and it would be the same for anybody. Like Peyton Manning makes $15 million, so he came close to breaking even, but didn't. Last time Peyton Manning played in the Super Bowl, he lost, and that was in New Jersey, and they had different laws. I'm not familiar with New Jersey laws, but he made $47,000 as the loser's share, and it cost him $49,000 in taxes. In taxes, yeah. So not because of the way they allocate, you know, your income. They figure, okay, you make $1 million a year, you spend 5 days in our state making that, you owe 5% of what you make. So anyway,
they
crazy.
probably come out okay. I can't be worried
I'm sure. I know you can't be worried about either one of them. They've got all the money they need. And what we do right now is we don't have all the time we need because we could keep on. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back with the rest of today's show. Don't you go away. It'll be interesting.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma. Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is our segment we call Police Pointers, and we're pleased to have our star of Police Pointers on the set with us today, and that, of course, is Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell. Paul, I guess you heard me mention in the opening segment, I so appreciate the text that you sent me this morning telling me the roads were bad.
And you did reference it. It's a program called NIXLE,
right.
N-I-X-L-E, and it's a way that we can send out a mass communication to people about alerts or special information. And this morning happened to be to say, hey, the roads are messy. No telling how many people got it and said, duh. But it is a way to kind of get
sure.
information out to people. Earlier this morning we had to close a couple roads because they had iced over.
Yeah, right.
And we had several accidents. So it's a way to get word out to people that, hey, this particular route may be closed, you need to find an alternate route. And we use it for a lot of different things. School gets out early, we can use that to tell those people that don't have students, because the school has their own system, but to let people know, hey, school's getting out early, or watch this particular road, there's a lot of traffic on it.
And that's a pretty significant thing, is it not? Especially if you've got bad weather, the roads are bad, and you dump that much traffic out there at a time you're not expecting it.
It does. It creates all types of issues, and you know, its use is unlimited. Whatever you feel, we don't use it on a daily basis, because we don't want it to get to where people say, oh, it's just another one of those NIXL.
Sure.
We restrict it to when we really need to get something out and to get people to pay attention. If you go to nixl.com, you can sign up. There's no charge. You can sign up to get alerts either through your email or through your cell phone, or both.
Or both. Yeah.
And like I say, we're not going to inundate you every day with some kind of text message. And
no, I have to say they do a really good job with that, because when you get one, it's something you'd pay attention to, because you don't
right.
see that.
And that's what
you
want
may
it
go
to be.
for weeks and not see one.
Yes.
But,
and that's the whole principle, that if you get one, note it, pay attention to it. And,
right.
And we promise we're not going to hit you every morning at 7 o'clock or something with, how are you this morning?
You know, I would guess, and you know better than I, but things like Amber Alerts, which you do get on NIXL, and in your email, and now with social media, it's all over the place. Just immediately, I'd have to think that really helps a lot to identify a missing child or find a missing child.
It does, and when you talk about Amber Alert, it goes over all types of media. Whether you want it or not. You know, the cell phones now have a program where if an Amber Alert comes out, you're getting it, whether you subscribe to some type of service or not. And you're right, everybody has a cell phone, and the possibilities increase so greatly that can be resolved quicker, because everybody has a cell phone. You know, you drive down the road to Nashville and you see all the message boards. The same thing, you know, when you can list a vehicle number and tag number, there's a good likelihood someone's going to see it.
Right. You know, I mentioned also in the opening segment, I was just kidding about it, that my wife wakes me up, wants to know how the roads are. I should have said, called Chief, I don't know. Well, I know that's not going to happen, but I wouldn't do that. But can you call the communication center, not 911, but can you call the...
You can call our non-emergency number, and they can generally tell you, because they'll get teletypes from the National Weather Service, and they can kind of tell you too what the officers that are working are reporting.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't. You know, if they answer and say, "Hey, we're too busy," that might be a good sign.
Right.
You know, might be a good sign that things are kind of hectic.
Right.
But you can.
Yeah.
I would encourage it. You know, I know that Dr. Lawson has a very difficult task about schools. You know, there's that window where you got to make a decision, and then it's like, well, you know, I can't cancel school at 7:30.
Right.
You know, so we have to let people come on to school, and then we have to make a determination, do we let out early? I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning, went outside to see what it was doing, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Got up again at 5 o'clock and went outside, and it was starting to spit a little bit, spit snow, but not bad. Then when I got up to leave the house to come into work at 7:15, it's snowing. It's snowing pretty good.
Yeah.
And on my way into work, you know, I felt a couple of slick spots on the road. And then about 8 o'clock, we started getting inundated with accidents. You know,
There were a lot of accidents.
we had a lot of accidents today. The Markham Few underpass, we had several there because you got a downhill and an uphill.
Right.
So we actually had to shut that down for a little while until the salt trucks could get out there and salt it again. We had several cars that just slid off into the ditch. So, you know, it got quite busy on us.
The underpass was an issue that I was sort of familiar with because my office is about a quarter of a mile from there, and traffic was backed up to where you couldn't get out of there.
Right. We had to divert them down Washington Street.
Right.
So they could go somewhere else. And you probably remember the times too where we had so much rain we had to close it because of the rain.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't drain off quick enough.
Right.
So that area is something we always have to pay some attention to. Again, at 5 o'clock in the morning, the roads probably were not that bad, but at about 7 o'clock, and when the snow started coming down, it started getting bad.
That's an area where I think you need to be cautious anyway, because I go that way a lot. If you're going around that curve there, I advise you not to be texting. Because people have a tendency when they're to drift into your lane, and you need to be paying attention there.
Yeah, and we need to do that all the time, paying attention. And I think one of the times you and I talked about safe driving is a scary fact that at any given time you're only about 3 feet away from a serious accident.
Correct.
You know, when you think about how closely cars pass each other, you know, and it doesn't take much to jerk your wheel just a tad and divert your travel.
Yeah.
And so 3 foot's not a lot of space to drop your guard.
Exactly, and I guess as we get older, we think more of that sort of thing. Probably we didn't have texting when I was a kid or first started driving, but I'd probably been doing it.
There's a lot of distractions, and you know, and everybody just seems to be in a big hurry. And, you know, I found myself this morning coming into work and driving real slow, probably. You know, we would describe it as, you know, somebody on one of those Sunday afternoon drives where they're just taking their time. And then I start hearing accidents going out over the radio, and it's like, we've got to slow down.
Yeah.
We've got to give ourselves plenty of stopping distance.
Yeah.
We've got to watch for that other person.
Right.
And just not be in a hurry. And you know, you can prevent accidents.
Yeah.
Accidents will happen, but we can prevent a lot of them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, we were going to talk about pedestrian
Something
safety.
else, huh? Yes.
Pedestrian safety.
You know, it's kind of funny. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about winter driving tips, and it was 60 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Today, I'm like to talk a little bit about pedestrians out walking on the road, and we got a snowstorm going on outside. But someone asked me the question, and I had to think about it. He asked, if there's a sidewalk, can people still walk on the road? And I knew the answer, but like anything, I wanted to go read it to make sure that I didn't give the wrong answer. And it made me start thinking about pedestrians. You know, there's more to just that one question. But the Tennessee statute, the state statute, is very clear when it says if there's a sidewalk available, you must use the sidewalk.
Right.
So in Tullahoma, we have a lot of commercial residential areas that have sidewalks. But you'll still find some people occasionally that will walk on the road, and you know, but the way that statute's written, if there's a sidewalk, you've got to use it. So what happens if there's not a sidewalk? All right, then the statute allows us people to walk on the road, but you walk against traffic. You know, you want to face traffic. So
Now, this is important, right?
this
here.
is important.
Right.
You walk on the opposite side of the road, facing traffic, so you can see what's coming.
Right.
You walk single file. You can't walk two aside.
Right.
That's how it's supposed to be done. Now, you got to take all kinds of things in consideration. How wide's the road? Visibility. Where's the sun? You know, is the sun in the driver's eye that's coming at you, and they can't see you?
Right.
You know, do I have an escape route?
Right.
Can I jump somewhere? If there's a big ditch on the side and there's no shoulder, you really have to be cautious. And even the statute says a wheelchair, somebody that's in a wheelchair can do the same thing, walk against or can ride against traffic.
Right.
Now let's think about a wheelchair, that's 2.5, 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
So, it's going to take a lot more respect for that person in the wheelchair and the walker, because you've got to move over. And how wide is the road? Can you do that safely? The wheelchair has the option, though, of going either side of the road. They can go facing traffic, or if it's more convenient for that person in the wheelchair, they can go on the right side of the road. Mm-hmm. And so that's a double-edged sword there.
Common sense would sort of tell you, though, that if you are walking, you got a better shot at it if you can see what's coming.
If you see what's coming, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But still, how many people do we see walking on the wrong side of the road?
Right.
Not knowing what's coming behind them.
Exactly.
I mean, that's, as you said, not only common sense, but that's scary.
It is.
And one of the things we often like to remind people are bicycles. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people in this community that ride bicycles. And every chance I get, I try to put it out there that bicycles have the same right on the road as a car does.
Okay.
They have to follow the same rules of the road that a car does.
Okay.
The difference being, if you're coming up in a car behind a bicycle, you have to give them 3 foot of clearance when you pass them and continue to overtake them until you can safely move back over. But
Right.
3 foot, there's a 3 foot rule. And that's one of the biggest things that bicyclists complain about, get injured. You've got to give them that 3 feet. We can give you a citation for it. And as we know,
And if that means, if you've got traffic coming the other way, you've just got to wait till
you
it
just
clears.
have to wait,
Right.
because that bicyclist is allowed to be there. Now, bicycle, they can ride 2 abreast on the road, whereas a walker has to be single file. But you can actually have 2 bicycles side by side, and so if you pass them, you've got to give 3 foot clearance, and like you said, you're going to have to just wait if it's not clear.
Yeah, and if you happen to be not the first car who might actually know what the rules are, and you're the second or third back, don't be blowing your horn and going off, because that's just the way it is.
And it can cost you $165.
Ooh.
So, tickets are not cheap.
Yeah.
And it behooves people to drive cautiously.
Yeah.
The good thing about me being the chief, when I stop you, I can usually give you a lecture.
Yeah.
And then let you know, hey, this is going to cost you $165.
Right.
And it gets their attention. I hope it gets their attention, because the next time, another officer stops them that has a ticket book. I mean, I have a ticket book, but I'd rather lecture somebody.
If I were the chief and I had a ticket book, I would avoid writing a ticket as much as possible, because then you got to follow up on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't mind doing that. I
Yeah.
mean, there's sometimes when a violation occurs, I'll call an officer over there and let them write the ticket, and I
Right.
say, now put me down as a witness,
Right.
so I can come to court and say what I saw.
see. Yeah.
But it's funny sometimes if I do stop somebody and I'll give them the lecture, which is pretty stern.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, who are you? I'll say, I'm the chief of police. And they'll, do you want a ticket or do you want my lecture? And most of them usually take the lecture.
Well, of course, for that kind of money.
Yeah. So if you get stopped by me, you'll get a lecture,
Right.
a stern lecture. And if you get stopped by the officers, they're going to be probably not quite as lenient as I am.
Right. All right. Good information, Paul. Thank you so much
All right,
for coming
and be
back
careful
again.
out there today. The
I
roads.
will. I was warned this morning before I
Warned this morning.
That's
Good.
right. All right. Folks, we'll be right back right after this.
animal shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. Your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar, so come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
Did you take your medicine?
Oh gosh, I forgot it.
Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Welcome back. I know you're going to be glad you're watching this segment because I have Kitty Shukala with me, and we're going to talk about a diamond-studded evening.
That's right, Peggy.
And it's coming up Saturday night.
This Saturday, February 13th, Saturday. All the fun begins from 6 o'clock. 6 to 7 is the social hour. And the auction also starts. Actually, as soon as you get there, the fun begins.
The fun begins because there's always food, there's always drinks. Ready to go.
Absolutely.
And how do they get tickets?
The tickets are $65 per person. They can get tickets by calling Trinity Care Center 455-0755 or go to Southern Community Bank. We have tickets there.
Oh, the tickets are already there. I think it's important for people to know that when you pay $65 for a ticket, you're getting is it a $35 donation or 30?
Yes, 35 of that is tax.
But tax deductible.
We also have tickets at Citizens Tri-County Bank.
Good.
And also where we are having the event, which is Lakewood Golf and Country Club. So there are many places where people can
get
go.
tickets.
Yes,
and so there's no excuse. And I think you'd like for the tickets to be bought for late Thursday.
By Thursday afternoon, because I have to give a final count to the club. Since it's a sit-down dinner.
And you get to order the right food?
Yes.
What are you having? What's on the menu?
Let me talk about that, but first let me go through the evening.
Okay.
The social hour starts at 6, and so begins the silent auction. And then at that time, we have some cheese and crackers and fruits and all that through the social hour.
It's always ample.
Drinks you can buy. It's cash bar.
Right.
Also, then 7 o'clock is when we start our dinner. It's a sit-down dinner. That is why I need the count by Thursday. So they are prepared for exact number of people. And we also, the main entree is chicken cordon bleu. But we also have vegetarian option, which is eggplant parmesan. We have always
and it's always
had that.
Good.
Yes,
it's always good.
And by the way, this is the 11th year we are doing the diamond study.
Oh, is it the 11th year?
Imagine that.
What a great contribution, though, to the Trinity Center.
Right.
And I think that even if you can't go and you can make a donation, that's nice too. You want to talk about the sponsors?
Yes, I do want to talk about sponsors, but let me finish the evening.
Oh,
and
sorry.
Then no, that's okay. And the dinner starts at 7 o'clock, and then till about 8:15, and just before, right after dessert or just before the dessert is when we close the silent auction, because then comes the live auction, which is a lot of fun.
That's always a lot of fun.
It is.
Yeah. And open bidding.
And after live auction, guess what comes? Kat Murray with her
music.
Yeah, she has DJ'd all these years, and we are really glad that she has.
So
she brings so much of energy, and so this
Kat is such a contribution to this community.
I know.
We all love her.
I know, and if you wanted to have a nice Valentine's celebration, to be on the good side of your honey. If you bring them, they have a chance to maybe even get a chocolate diamond, have a nice evening,
we need to
go
say
dancing.
Are they still getting those little bags with a...
Yes, everyone gets a complimentary pouch with either a gemstone or we have 3 chocolate diamonds. So
wow,
3 people will
great.
get chocolate diamonds somewhere through the evening. And I mean, that's our way of saying thank you coming and supporting our mission at the care center. But now I'm ready.
Yeah, we better do the sponsors.
Yes, can't do without them. And we have many sponsors. Our diamond level starts at 1,000, and that is Coca-Cola, Mary Warner Beard, and Dr. and Mrs. Sandeep Shukla. We don't have anybody at Sapphire level, which is $750, so we still can, till the last day, we can take sponsorship.
Sure.
Ruby level is $500. For that, we have adult and pediatric dermatology, SN Credit Union, Jacobs Technology, Life Care Center of Tullahoma, and Southern Community Bank. For Emerald level, which is $300, is Bailey Manor, Citizens Tri-County, Internal Medicine, Dan and Fran Markham, Stan McNabb dealerships, Tullahoma Vision Associates, Weikert/Jor Orr and Associates, Traders National Bank, and Russell Barnett dealership. We do not know exactly what level they are doing yet, but these are our sponsors, and we can't do without the sponsors.
I know, and our community has such giving people.
A party is not a party without people, so we need people to fill that place up. So please,
and you need
come.
money for the Trinity Care Center.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful cause, and I'm so proud of you for doing this every year.
We strongly believe in what we do. So,
all right,
thank
Kitty
you.
Shukla, I hope you'll come back and tell me you made $50 million.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be perfect.
Maybe I'll have to get jackpot
we'll be back
or something.
Who knows what?
Hello, I'm Larry McIntosh, and I'm asking you to elect me to be your property assessor. I have worked as a CPA and have 15 years of accounting experience. In addition, I worked for 16 years as a classroom teacher. I have a strong faith in God, and I currently serve as Sunday school director and deacon at my church. My experience as a CPA will allow me to capably and professionally lead the property assessor's office. The taxpayers of Coffee County deserve a property assessor who treats them with respect and is fair, honest, and responsible. I pledge to be that person. I, Larry McIntosh, ask you to elect me to be your property assessor on Tuesday, March 1st. Early voting starts Wednesday, February 10th. Thank you, and may God bless.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Dads and father figures. Before she's all grown up, dance with her at the Starry Night Father-Daughter Dance, Saturday night, February 20th at 6:30. The fun is just $35 for a night of memories with your special daughter or daughters. Your evening will be hosted by DJ Cat and feature dance lessons, delicious desserts, photo, a special gift, and more. You'll leave proud knowing you've created a special moment for her and that your support benefits Partners for Healing. Reserve your tickets now for the Starry Night Father-Daughter Dance, February 20th.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and we love to bring music to our network here, and it's always fun when we have a new person that we can bring in. I love going to jam night at Daddy Billy's on Wednesday nights right downtown Tullahoma here, and I met this gentleman down there about 6-8 months ago, a very interesting stylist, and a person that I thought, well, our television audience needs to meet this guy. So what I'd like to do right now is introduce you to Steve Upfold. And Steve's here with me today, and guitar player, songwriter, kind of a bluesy, jazzy, easy feel, soft feel, not anything real hard.
I'll take that.
You'll take that? Welcome.
Good to be here.
Good to be here. Steve, give us a little clue about your journey where you were born and raised to get you into this area, and some of the things that you've gone through to fuel you and feed you and turned you and molded you into the type of musician you are?
Well, my humble beginnings, my folks were dirt farmers in Oklahoma in the early 50s. Not to give it away completely, but yeah, I'm a few decades old.
We all are.
And but soon I started kindergarten on the West Coast. My folks were both from Oklahoma, and I guess they wanted the good life, and so backing up a little bit, in Oklahoma, I recall my mother's side of the family especially were very musical, country players. Got a couple of uncles that were professionals all their lives, and they inspired me to play guitar, of course, and they were really good, and every time they'd come over to they'd visit us. They also migrated to California, where work was plentiful, and they'd come over on Sunday afternoons, and usually after, I guess after a gig Saturday night, they still got their amps and stuff in the car, so
right.
we'd force them to bring it out, and then we'd have a little music, a private showing.
There you go.
Bunch of that, and then the surf music happened, and you know, the twang was something I just was already used to. So when surf music happened, I was all about that.
So about what age were you when that was going on? You junior high, high school?
10, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And I was buying records back then too. Dwayne Eddy, anything to do with the guitar, I was into it. So I had an electric guitar when I was 10.
What brand was that first electric guitar?
It was a
yours?
Japanese-made mahogany called a Marco Polo.
Marco Polo. I don't remember that one.
I don't know if I did. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I know it was probably $20 or $30.
Yeah.
But it didn't
But
have,
back then, that was money.
Yeah,
that's a week's
true.
worth of work.
Yeah. But there's a funny story is it was electric, so I didn't have an amp. I got the guitar first, so you know, I dinked around on it and nobody could hear me. But one day I got the notion to get some sound out of it, so I hot-wired the TV. We had a black and white set, and got the music, got the guitar to come out of the TV. And of course, my dad, he nixed that right away.
He didn't like that idea.
Eventually, I got a little Fender amp, and
yeah.
I was on my way.
On your way. When? How old were you when you played in your first band or played at your first gig, so to speak?
I was in junior high, and some high schoolers asked me to play in their band. And
that was
yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah, it was.
Me, and it was a sock hop.
I remember those.
The sock hop.
Yes,
you
sir.
can't go in the gym with your hard shoes on. So, and of course, then too, I didn't have all the equipment I needed, but you could rent an amplifier at the local music store for like $5. So I did that.
Yeah.
I guess that was the beginning.
That was the beginning,
yeah,
huh?
That was the
well,
beginning.
how many times throughout your up until now? I mean, have you always been a player with somebody else? When did you start doing your own stuff and realize that you wanted to write your own stuff and you wanted to be the man and have players play with you instead of you playing with somebody else?
Well, that took a long time, really. I've been a sideman most of my life. Played as a supporting musician for Janet Jay. Went to Europe with Becky Hobbs from Nashville.
I know Becky.
Yeah, she's a sweet girl from, I think she's from Claremore, Oklahoma. But Only lately have I really aspired to be a band leader, and I've written songs since I was 30 years old,
Right.
which was
Back
probably
there.
30 years ago,
Right.
at least, and I've sort of kept them guarded and not really done anything with them, but as of late, and I would say in the past 2 or 3 years, I've decided that I would get all this material out, and I have been writing considerably a lot lately. So all this stuff I write for my band, which is a trio, and I guess we'll hear a little bit of it.
Yeah, we're going to hear something right here in just a minute. But what I want to explain to a lot of the folks out there is, the other day you were in here and we recorded some stuff on you, and we'll share one or two of those in a minute. I was impressed with Steve as a band leader, and I want you folks out there to realize, if you play on the road with some of these acts that travel around, you know what a ninth is, and a 16th, and a modal, and all all these terms that regular folks don't realize are involved in being able to play music. And I was very impressed the other day with the way that you handled and talked about the music, and because the Nashville does everything on a number system.
That's right.
And so to translate from regular written music into a number system, I was impressed with the way you were leading your guys through that transition the other day.
That's a process that you learn quickly as a sideman, or you're
Right.
out.
Right.
If you go to Nashville and they hand you a numbers chart and you're not familiar, with
That's your
what
last
it's
trip.
saying, yeah, you probably need to go home.
You don't get another phone call, do you?
Right. They don't.
All right, well, what we're going to do right now is take a trip into Steve's music, and we'll play a song that we did the other day in here, and you'll enjoy it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Steve Upfold. This is the Bra Bandits. This is Pink Robin. And this first song we're going to do is one that came to me, amidst all the news coverage and craziness in the world. And I just felt like this should come out. So here it is. Christmas song. Oh, what I want in this world, I can't have. What I need to get by, it don't come easily. If I make it through the day, I just might see you tomorrow. All my brothers, stand in your ground. Opposition all around. There's a better way to get along. Got to give an inch, it can't be wrong. A little compromise will surely come. Without love, where would we be? In a world without mercy, we've lost our way. Can't you see we've got to get back where we should be? Sister, sister, around the world, understand me. You got the power of persuasion in the palm of your hand. Look inside yourself, turn this mother around. want the children to be free from the violence and the hatred that's pouring down on me. Without love, where would we be in a world without mercy? We've lost our way. Can't you see we gotta get back where we should be? Oh.
All right, we're back, and that's Steve and the boys, and both of those guys, your bass player and your drummer, are both studio guys up in Nashville.
Well, Jim Klingler plays drums that day. He's in another band, and he's subbed for me before. He plays with Andy T and Nick Nixon, who that band is doing really good. They're up for music awards for blues, traditional blues. I forget the name of the awards. I should have had that with me. But and my friend John Abruzzo on the bass.
Yeah.
I met several years back on a gig. We'd never met, and we showed up and made music all night long. So, that's how
and he's from upstate New York, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just fun, folks. Music is one of the greatest things in the world, and it brings people together, and it's all about the interest. Now, I noticed, and one thing that I like about your style is your writing style is, I write, and a lot of times I'm too methodical and too mathematical about how I write, and things have to have exact resolution, and that's the math side of my brain taking over. And I envy someone like you who can take it a little bit afield, and everything has a meaning, but it doesn't always have to meter out exactly or rhyme out exactly. And that's sort of a free form kind of a style, and I really respect your ability to do that.
Well, I believe that there's a certain amount of anarchy in music.
There should be.
There needs to be the freedom to let it go and kind of give it its own will and let it happen. So sometimes that means going off out of the box a little bit.
And when you write, what do you write first? Do you write lyrics first, or you write the music first? Or do you sort of put them together?
Well, there's a guy who kind of explained this to me. His name is Everett Brown. He's a good songwriter, and one probably much like yourself who does kind of methodical and very thoughtful and precise. He told me that I was a groove writer.
Right.
Which makes sense, because a lot of times it's just a thing I found on the guitar, and I go, this needs to be a song. So I start with
the groove.
A groove that appeals to me, and I put words to it.
Find the words that match the groove.
And sometimes it's the other way around. You might have a song, an idea, a concept just kind of come to you, and so you build around that. It depends.
I'm glad that you came to see us today. Steve Upfold, the Groove Man, my Groove Man. See him on Wednesday nights every now and then at Daddy Billy's Jam Night, and we'll bring another number from him a little bit later on in the show. We'll be right back.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mate. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterware.
Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with a material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the Cock of the Walk.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
So glad you stayed here today, because if you read yesterday's, I think it was yesterday's newspaper or whichever Tullahoma News came out last, you read about the Great American Trailer Park musical, and I'm still laughing out loud from just reading about it in the paper. So I want to introduce to you the director, Wes Campbell, his beautiful wife, Kaylee, Michelle Anderson, who is doing the music and taking care of all of that part. Let's talk. Tell me a little bit.
Great American Trailer Park Musical. It's a story of Armadillo Acres. It's a trailer park in North Florida. We have three, I call them the gossips. They're called the girls, but they're the gossips. They kind of take you through the entire story, the action of what's going on, the history, the drama of what's occurring. And who are those three girls? The three girls are Betty, Pickles, and Lynn, which is short for linoleum.
I saw that, because she was born on the floor,
She was born on the kitchen floor.
I love that.
It is Ashley Owens, Buffy Davis, and Kim Minix.
And those are kind of new names to me.
They really are. They're kind of new to the Tullahoma stage.
Community Playhouse does, bringing up new talent on their stage.
Fantastic.
And I love that.
They're really good.
Let's get a phone number and address for getting tickets real quick on the screen. So
455-0620. You can call and get tickets. The show is on February 19th, 20th, and 21st, 26th, 27th, and 28th. Last 2 weekends in February. On Friday and Saturday night, it's at 7:30 p.m. and on Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock matinee.
I hope you guys got that phone number back there, and you also have a website that you can get tickets.
They do.
Which is www.communityplayhouse.org. And you can get tickets on, which is nice to get tickets online.
And you can pick your own seats.
Yeah. Michelle?
Yes, ma'am.
You're doing the music.
I am.
And it sounds like you have some real keepers.
I've got great singers. I've got a great band. I'm just lucky all around. We've got a great 4-piece ensemble. John Cook on guitar, Charlie Hickerson on the bass, Eric Peterson as a percussionist, and I'm the keyboardist and director. And
what a quartet!
We are having such a great time. We're playing disco and 80s rock and a little swing, and gosh.
And even though I don't know the musical, I hear that the music is singable. You want to sing all the songs.
Every single song. You don't often get to play a musical where every song is just funny and memorable, and
trashy.
You will have
trashy,
but in a good way.
Kaylee, are you there for beauty or comic relief?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What is your part?
I am Jeannie Garstecki. I play Norbert's wife. I'm an agoraphobic.
That means you don't leave the house, is that right?
That is correct. And they'll explain that in detail in the play itself. And The agoraphobia is the result of a huge tragedy while I was getting my hair cut 20 years ago. It's their 20th anniversary coming up. I haven't been out of the trailer since.
For 20 years.
It wasn't because of such a bad haircut. It had
okay.
something else to
There's
do.
an additional tragedy.
So
the
we
haircut was
have
tragic.
to wait for the show to find out what that is.
That's right.
Yes.
So that's the secret
Yes,
element
yes.
that we need to know.
So we have Norbert Garstecki, Jeannie Garstecki. We have a exotic dancer
Oh, wow.
Amanda Underwood.
And,
who becomes a part of a love triangle.
does she do a pole dance?
Well, yes,
There's a pole.
there is a pole
There's a
and
pole.
there is a dance. And then we have Pippi is played by Amanda Underwood.
Good.
And then we have Duke, who is Pippi's boyfriend from Oklahoma City. He'll come in toward the end of the show, and Duke is played by Will Prater.
Oh, Will Prater.
He does a great job.
Every time I see him, he does kind of different things, but he is a unique
He
actor.
is. And he
Very
gets
versatile.
he gets a song called Roadkill that is just fabulous.
Fabulous.
I'm loving it.
There are animals flying everywhere.
Animals flying everywhere.
They really are.
Roadkill. What made you want to do this?
You know, Rosie and Janet came to me a few
How do you
months
say
back.
no to Rosie and Janet?
No, never.
You don't.
And they said, would you please direct in this time slot? And I asked, what could I direct? And they kind of left the floor open. And this is a show I saw several years ago in New York.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous show. It's a little edgy. There's some little language, so we're calling it PG-13. It's no worse than you would see during primetime TV at night, but still a little edgy for Tullahoma.
So you just think about it if you decide to bring your children.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Talk to them about it.
Bring some earmuffs to throw in there.
Frankly, that there's nothing said on this stage that they haven't heard.
Well,
but I agree with you.
when you have a love triangle and you have an exotic dancer in your show and a pole,
You need
know
to-
that the kids are going to be a little.
Yeah, so it's just as well
need
to
some
screen
guidance.
it just a little
Better
bit.
date night show than a kid show.
And it's right after Valentine's Day, so it's a great opportunity for you guys that need a last-minute Valentine's gift.
You can say, hey.
455-0620. Get 2 seats
And
to
there it is, right now.
Great American Trailer Park Musical, right there on the bottom
And
of
the
the screen.
tickets are how much?
I think they're $18
$18
for
for
adults,
adults and-
$15 for students, senior citizens, and
Oh, really?
yes.
I always wondered why senior citizens got a break. They ought to have their money in their pocket by the end.
Give us the front row so we can hear, and we're good to go.
There you go. No, I'm kidding. I think it's great. The Community Playhouse always does such an awesome job with what they do. And there's other plays to look forward to. I know 12 Angry Men's coming up, and then there's the musical
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
So they're always doing a variety, which I love.
Sure.
I also want to call out one guy, maybe two guys. R.J. Hayes has
I
been
love
working
He
incredibly to
he
build
can
up
do
our set.
so
We had to
many
build
things.
2 trailers for the stage.
ground up.
It's fabulous. David Anderson,
Yeah.
Michelle's husband, helped him out. But
Yeah.
RJ
Good
has
man.
done a
He's a good man.
phenomenal job. He's put in about 80 hours worth of work already on the
RJ
set.
is talented in so many different ways.
Fabulous.
It's
Yeah.
amazing
Fabulous
what all
guy.
he can do.
Yeah.
And I think people need to never forget that a play doesn't just happen overnight. You all
Absolutely.
have been working on it for how long?
Well, RJ's put in 80 hours. We probably put in 100 each time, 7 people.
Yeah.
So, we're 1,000 hours.
Because not
in
everybody's
this
a
thing.
John Cook that can just come in and play the
Show up,
score.
yeah.
There you go. Exactly.
But you do. You have
Yeah.
a terrific group together, and this is going to be awesome. Kaylee, do you have a song in your head from the play that you could give
I can
us?
sing one. Can I use my toilet brush microphone?
Well, we don't mind. You can use your toilet brush
This is-
microphone.
This
Where
is
did you
my,
pull that out of?
Oh gosh.
Go ahead.
That was.
And what's the name of your
This
song?
is mine. This is just. I'll give you a little sample of "Flush Down the Pipes." Joan Rivers, help me please. Do you carry what I need among the things you sell on the QVC? I hope that you'd advertise a cream to revitalize my man and me, as seen on TV. Mr. Clean, looking lean in your muscles and jeans, can I borrow you to mop up this messy scene? No scrubbing bubbles at hand, and I'm out of spick and span. It's like the 2000th flush between me and my man. Feels like my love's been flushed down the pipes. Now it's time to moan and gripe about the way things used to be. My marriage is in the hands of the tidy bowl man. Clocks face down in the can and then flush down the pipes once again.
I love it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
How many songs do you have, Kaylee, in the show? Several?
I have. That's my crowning glory. That's my big
your
solo
big song.
right there with my backup ladies. And then there's several. Everybody sings. There's a couple of duets. There's Roadkill.
It's a lot.
And,
There's about 13 total songs.
Yeah,
It's really
everybody's
not a
got
lot
something.
of dialogue.
I don't know why I've never seen this play, so I'm really
don't know
excited about
either.
it because it's going to be new to me.
It's fabulous.
And I think who wrote this? Do you know?
David
Doesn't matter.
Beals, I think,
David Beals.
wrote the play. I don't think it's been put on a whole lot. A little theater up in Murfreesboro did it.
They did
about
it.
4 years
Seems
ago.
like I remember reading about that.
Yes, and other than that, I have not seen it done in Tennessee, so it's fairly new to
folks,
this area.
Let me just tell you, if you want to see an exceptional production that will just make you laugh from the time you walk in the door till you get home, you'll probably go to sleep laughing. Come to South Jackson Civic Center. You'll have to give me the dates because I'm not good at dates.
February 19, 20, 21st,
and then the
26, 27, 28. Last two weekends in February.
And get your tickets online. It makes it easy. You just walk in the door and you're instantly entertained. Well, I love you guys. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Michelle.
It's so good to see you.
Trailer trash? We'll be back.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked the tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, TV land. Owen, you did a good job there, buddy. It's always good to see my friend Owen and these wonderful camera ladies to put you a nice, clear, clean, contrasty, colorful picture on the screen. You know, this being the last day of January 2002, if you want to get anything done this month, you better get on the stick now because it's about over. But hopefully the rain is about over and the flooding is about over, which brings me to our subject for the day. Some folks have asked, what about Rock Creek and what about Big Springs? Well, we've touched on them from time to time because, you know, Big Spring was the source of water for Tullahoma from the time the Indians were here and the pioneers were here and the Civil War troops were here. They got all their water from the Big Spring there at Wagner Park. And we got our city water for years and years from the Big Spring from its beginning, and the need for more adequate water supply became evident. And I remember the big pump there at the Spring House there at Big Spring. And when Camp Forest was built out here in 1940, they moved the water supply pumping station to out at the springs there, near where the water tank is out there. And we've had water from there up until several years ago when we began to need more and more water that's coming from Duck River now. But back to Big Spring, which was the source in the early days of Rock Creek. I have no idea where Rock Creek got its name unless there are a lot of rocks in the creek at the beginning and through the years. But now there's some water coming from north of the Big Spring, originating somewhere out near Northern Field. And there's another creek that goes into Rock Creek that comes under the bridge on the north end of Cedar Lane. Just beyond that bridge on Cedar Lane, near the Maple Hill housing area there, was the Gunn property. Chot Gunn had a big farm out there where the golf range is and where they're building the new Sears complex. That was a great big farm there. And there's a creek that runs through that farm that joins into the Rock Creek near Wilson Avenue. Speaking of Wilson Avenue, there was no bridge there until the late 20s, early 30s, and they built a new bridge there in about 1936. There was a low water bridge built about that time on West Grundy Street. Until they built that one, though, wagons and trucks and cars would go through the low-lying water there. And of course, the bridge on Lincoln Street was the first major bridge that they built, and it was a wooden bridge for years and years. And boy, rains like we've had recently and back through the years have just caused Rock Creek to rise and rise and rise. And over the area on Collins Street, where the Senior Citizens Center is, and the Coffee County Health Department, and the playground, and the D.W. Wilson Community Center there was a big housing project there called the L. Ransom Homes for dependents of service people that were stationed at Camp Forest. And there were several big apartment type buildings there. And I remember many years ago that when Rock Creek would rise, it would get up into those buildings and up even as high as where the Senior Citizens headquarters is now. All those buildings are gone, and the beautiful Senior Citizens building was originally the headquarters of the office for the L. Ransom Home. But they were used for many, many years, and not too many years ago, the Corps of Engineers or whoever took care of it dredged the bottom of, or the shores of, Rock Creek several miles south of Lincoln Street, and made it a whole lot easier for the high water to recede quicker, and it did not get as high as it has sometime in the past. I remember right after the Tullahoma Plaza was built, Big K was over there and some other businesses that one spring Rock Creek rose and got up in all those buildings over there and covered, it was underwater for a block south of and west of where the Life Communications Center is. Got all up in that parking lot, real deep, and but that's been taken care of, and we're glad that that it has. The Tullahoma City Public Works has maintained a real good drainage system throughout the city, and it's been real good that they have. But we've been very fortunate that we have not had so much flooding here in Tullahoma as they've had otherwise. And Rock Creek has been a very integral part of our city. The churches had baptisms in Rock Creek, and many of the farmers came and filled their barrels to get water for their stock at Rock Creek, and it's meant a whole lot to our community. And we sure do thank you for watching today, and remember, this is not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come. One of the things in the immediate future we want to share with you is the all-time favorite downtown gathering place for teenagers and families called the Candy Kitchen. And we're going to do a story on that, I believe next week it's scheduled. And y'all be watching, and we'd be glad to share that with you. Everyone have a good day.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is, The Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is, The Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
All right, we're back, and got an interesting show.
Yeah, for a snowy day.
You know, and one thing we forgot to talk about is this is Valentine's Week.
It's Valentine's Week, and South Jackson Street Band and a nice dinner will show up at Bell Buckle Banquet Hall.
Banquet Hall. And that's
you
going to
can-
be on what night?
To Saturday night,
Saturday
the
night?
13th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, oh gosh, I don't know the name.
Jay Gregory was supposed to come. Evidently, he got snowed in down there
probably
in
did. He probably
the
did,
enchanted little
yeah.
village of Bell Buckle.
They have a great meal prepared, and we're excited about being there.
Our Rooster and the Red Maiden singing with you.
Rooster and the Red Maiden are singing with us. We're just delighted
Well,
that
that's
they're
great.
along.
That's
They
great.
kind of give us a little youth in our
Little youth. Hey, and I want to remind you folks that, you know, if you're looking for a gift, go to the flower shop on Blackwell Street and see Janie and Julie and Kathy and Tommy and all those folks over there. Do a great job. If you need flowers, they've got flowers. If you need hearts, they've got hearts. They have all kinds of boxes and tins and little things, you know, that are just so neat and cool that you can't find anywhere else. But you can find them at the flower shop, and we want to thank them for all of the support they've given us for the last 20-odd years in helping us decorate our stage and putting on telethons
I love
and
this little thing.
you know, all kinds of stuff.
I got one of those for my man.
You know,
one
so
similar.
remember the flower shop, and guys, don't let this pass by. Don't forget it. Get that woman something. Got to get her something. Don't know what it is, but get her something. And
Get her a ticket to go to the
Bell Buckle Banquet Hall. There
Saturday
you go.
night.
That way she won't have to cook on Valentine's Day.
She'll love it.
So, so it's all good. Thank you for being with us, and hope you have a safe time out there in the snow. And we're going to close the show right now with another song from my friend Steve Upfold. We'll see you next time.
This song here was written because of a groove, and I've been accused of being a groove writer, which I suppose I should take that as a compliment. But yeah, I can't argue that point. So this one's kind of like Cold Shot, but I like the bass line, so I took it and made a song out of it. I called it my own. It's called Take On This. Ever since I met you, baby, I've been falling all over myself. I want you to love me like nobody else. All them other guys just seeing that you call your friend. They hang around like alley cats for you waiting. They can't treat you right or meet your demand. Take on this. Take on this. Keep your heart in hiding, 'cause I know one fine day you're gonna wanna love me. I'll not fade away. This misery and heartache has really got me down. I can't find happiness when you're not around. Don't waste your time on all the rest. Take on this. You act tough. I know why you do it. Just